Hey everybody, it is time for another pantry recipe, and I have had this sitting in my pantry forever. And you know how many Jell-O's boxes I got in there, so I have to make a dent on those. So what I'm going to do is, I've already added all of this in the recipe builder, and it all comes out to 3 points a slice, just 3 points per slice. Now that is without light Cool Whip or whatever type of a topping of your choice that you want to put on there. 2 tablespoons is just going to be +1, so that'll make 1 slice 4. Okay, 2 tablespoons of light Cool Whip, that is. Okay, so I'm also using this milk here. This is a new plant protein milk. One thing I wanted to point out to everybody is that this one here is coming up as 2 points for a serving, but look at the amount of protein that this has. This has 10 grams of protein in here, whereas the almond milk has only 1. So that's like a really big, innovative change right there. I just wanted to point that out. You're gonna have plenty of protein in this because you're gonna have protein in this, and you're gonna have protein here as well. All right, so what I used was 6 tablespoons of the PB Fit for the 1 box of pudding, and if I said 4, I meant 2 cups of this non-dairy milk. And I guess if you don't have this one, I just wanted you to be on the lookout for this one, but if you don't, I'm sure you could use just whatever kind of milk you use. So I'm going to stir this up. It's going to be nice and thick, and then I'm going to pour it into this pan, into the crust, and then chill it. All right, I'm going to cover this up and stick it in the fridge to chill, and hopefully it'll thicken up a bit. All right, I usually have this little glass here full of different breads and things like that, but since I have been on this pantry challenge, this is getting really empty, and yesterday I just made some whole wheat biscuits, and so I've got to put some bread in here. So I'm on the pantry challenge, so I am using my flours and I am making my own bread. This is wheat bread, and I'm using some, what do you call that, whole wheat white Prairie Gold bread. So this, now it's time to punch down this dough. It's been rising for a while. So this is going to make 2 loaves, and hopefully I'm going to see how far along that'll get my family. So I'm going to divide this in half, and I'm going to let it rest for 10 minutes here. I'm working on my Pantry Purge here, and I've got some rice here for my family for dinner. And I found this in the pantry, something I got at Target a little while back, and I've been meaning to use it. And I actually couldn't find an expiration date on here, but I did taste it, and it tasted good to me. Anyway, it's a braising sauce, and what I decided to do instead of using it in the oven was to use it with chicken on the stove with some veggies, and I'm going to serve that alongside the rice. Alright, still making a dent in the pantry, and I had these 2 bags of beans in there forever, and so I'm really attacking my grains and my flours and my beans, and so I'm going to be soaking these black beans and soaking my chickpeas. And I usually just go out and buy the canned ones, but you know, I guess maybe I should just, and I had these, I should pay more attention to cooking my own. And then I'd end up with less salt. Good morning, everybody. I'm making this recipe out of this book here. And I'm going to be using some pantry stuff because, you know, I have a lot of flours and stuff I'm still working on in there. I have applesauce pancakes here. Usually I use the Kodiak pancake mix for the kids, but I really want to use my pastry flour, and I have a lot of applesauce here I'm still using. So these are the ingredients, and I put them in the tracker, and so in Smart Points, I'm using my iTrack Bites to figure that out. It was 2 points per pancake, and when I created the recipe in Freestyle in my Weight Watchers app, it was also 2 points. So it's 2 points per each pancake, and the nutritional value is over here. All right, so just a side note, it says a cup of non-fat or low-fat buttermilk. So I'm using this unsweetened silk cashew milk, and I put a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar in it and that kind of like works as my buttermilk. All right, so if you're wondering how I get them all uniform and how I'm going to get the same amount of points on each one, I'm using a 1/4 cup of a measuring cup for each pancake, and that is going to give me a good reading. So, and I'm using this olive oil spray to cook them in. Guys, this is such a good recipe, and these are like really thick, fluffy pancakes, and they're 2 points each. I might actually just have a couple myself, which would be 4 points. Now, I use the whole wheat pastry organic flour. This is the kind that I use, and so it is so awesome for baking. If you haven't tried the pastry flour yet, it's a whole different world from like a whole wheat flour or regular flour, and you get a little bit more whole grain in it. But it is so good for baking, so I highly recommend it.